doing there?
What?
That whistling.
I can't help it, I'm happy. I've never actually had 100,000 pounds in cash before.
Half of that money's mine, my lad. You don't hear me whistling.
They'll never catch us. Will they?
Milk?
Yes. Will they?
What?
Catches, the Stitch brothers.
Never, Cassidy. They're common criminals. They'd never fathom a sting as sophisticated as the one we pulled. And certainly not this quickly. Now, we're safe enough. Although, in the fullness of time, we might think about taking a little holiday. Just in case.
You know, funny you should mention that, because just this very morning, I received a letter from my great-aunt Isabella offering me a holiday.
Oh, none of your great aunts, Cassidy. I'm talking about a real holiday here,
India?
where the values of the Raj still flourish and a gentleman can be a gentleman. Not some boarding house run by your great aunt.
It isn't a boarding house. Listen to this. A beautiful period residence on 200 acres in the heart of County Kerry.
Ireland? The bogs. You wouldn't get me there again in a fit. The only way you'd get me to visit your great aunt Arabella
Isabella.
in her period pile is if the Stitch brothers were to come through that door right now.
It's all right. We've lost them. No one could find us here.
I hope so. They were very cross. Weren't they?
They were. The way you went out that window.
It's not funny, Cassidy. We could have been killed.
We're here, sir. There's Tanaitis.
My word. That's quite a pile. This could be interesting. Tell me more about this great aunt of yours.
She runs that place as an old people's home.
Yes, but what's she like?
That's the funny thing. I've never actually met her.
Never met her? Then why did she invite you over?
Just came out of the blue. Wrote and suggested that I come on over. Come over and stay, she said. Little rest will do you good. Little rehabilitation. Little spiritual exercise.
Spiritual exercise. Oh, good grief. Nuns.
Oh, yes, I forgot to tell you. She's a nun. Mother Superior, actually. Great Aunt Isabella, a.k.a. Mother Aloysius of the Bleeding Cross. This must be her now.
Oh, no. This is the Reverend DeAngelis all over again. I'm off.
No, it's not. This lot are different, innocent. Look at them. Mother Aloysius.
Andrew, my child. Welcome to the news.
No, thank you, sister.
Oh, thank you.
Now, Henry, let's have a look at you. You look just like your father. Though, of course, you don't. No, not since the... well, never mind. It's wonderful to see you at last. You're a lovely boy. And your lovely chum. Are you a married man, Mr. Buchanan?
No. Well, in a manner of speaking, no.
So then, about your rooms.
Oh, separate, if you please. That is, if you have them to spare.
Oh, we packs a room. It's just you can never tell, you see, with today's young men. Sister Concepta, Sister Immaculata, don't be standing there gawking. Go and prepare the gentlemen's separate rooms. And ye be off with ye. Shoo! They're sweet, but they're terribly inquisitive. Well, anyway, I thought to myself, Sissy's boy Henry, he could probably do with a bit of rest, a bit of recreation, a bit of spiritual renewal. No, don't mock Henry. Everybody needs a bit of spiritual renewal sometime. Haven't I right, Mr. Buchanan? You'll have to tell us about all your achievements, Henry. I'm sure he's got lots of brilliant things to tell us, eh, Mr. Buchanan?
Oh, Henry is, if anything, an overachiever.
Well, I can't wait. But not now. You must be tired out after your journey. Well then, why don't I show you your rooms?
Marvelous.
Yes, well, I must say the grounds are really beautiful. You can put me down for retirement here. Oh, missed. Come to think of it, put Buchanan down. He'll be there a lot sooner than I will.
Oh, very droll, Cassidy.
I'm afraid we won't be able to look after either of you or anyone else. Oh, I seem to have knocked your ball again, Mr. Buchanan.
Why is that, Mother?
Rules of the game, Henry. It was in the way.
No, I mean, why will you not be able to look after people?
Oh, I'm afraid St. Esa's is going to have to close.
Good Lord, why?
The new Department of Health regulations. We can't meet them without rebuilding half the place that we haven't been.
How much do you need?
Oh, thousands and thousands. Jarvis here has been most generous over the years, but we can't go on asking him.
Good show.
Yes, well done, Mr. Clouston. What exactly do you do?
I'm a movie producer.
Oh, yes, of course, that Jarvis Clouston.
You've seen my movies?
Well, yes, indeed, it's splendid. Now, what was that one about?
The murdered oil heiress.
Ah, yes, now, that's the one. That was good. What was the title of that one?
Oil and Murder.
Oil and Murder. Great title. Ah, you seem to have won again, Mother Aloysius.
She always does. You should see her at poker.
Oh, another one of your little jokes, Mr. Clouston. You know I only play bridge. Now, Henry, Mr. Buchanan, it's time for you to go in and have a nice supper. We shall be spoiling you boys and not having you worrying yourselves about our little financial problems sufficient unto the day, eh? And as I always say, God helps those who help themselves. Haven't I right, Mr. Buchanan? Come along, Jarvis.
Well, in that case, God help us, eh? Top of the morning to you, Mr. Honey. Fine day, thank God.
Oh, go away.
Time for Mass, Buchanan. Oh, and then breakfast here in God's own health farm.
Oh, God, I feel awful. You know, I think I've got a hangover.
Never trust a Reverend Mother's elderberry wine. That's the first thing we Catholics learn.
Oh. I've never heard of hot water.
Offer it up, Buchanan. I must say, I feel refreshed, physically and spiritually. I like it here. Shame it's going to close down. 80,000 to do it.
$80,000 to do what?
Well, fix it up. to department standards. Mother Aloysius told me.
You're not suggesting that we bail them out, are you?
Well,
Good grief, I think you are. Well, I've heard of sinners repenting, but this is ridiculous. 10 minutes with the nuns, and you want to give away our ill-gotten gains. I bet that's what you think they are now, don't you? Eh? Yes, probably want to confess your sins next, won't you?
I did that last night.
I don't believe it. Well, thank God I'm Protestant.
Lord Jesus Christ, you said to your apostles, I leave you my peace I give you. Look not on our sins, but on the faith of your church, and grant us the peace and unity of your kingdom, where you live forever and ever.
Amen.
The peace of the Lord be with you always.
And also with you.
You know all this stuff.
Let us offer each other the sign of peace.
Peace be with you too.
Oh, hello.
Peace be with you.
Hello.
Peace be with you.
Oh, Mr. Buchanan, how nice to meet you. We watched you play croquet last night. A gentleman player, you were. And we brought you some flowers.
Oh, thank you.
Such a nice moustache.
Thank you, Hilda. Thank you, Ida. Priests, housekeepers, entirely innocent of the ways of the world.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. They seem to have spotted their mark all right, Mother. Bravo. Good morning.
Oh, it's a great shame they'll have no home soon.
Oh, surely it won't come to that, Mother.
It will, I fear. The department is very strict. £80,000, that's all we need.
Perhaps
Isn't there something you could sell?
Not a thing.
Oh dear, what a shame.
The only things we could sell, apart from what you see, are the altar silver, which of course we would never dream of doing, and the old painting in the coach house.
Oh, well, that's that then. The old what?
Painting in the coach house.
Oh, Mother. I wonder whether we might have a look at the painting.
Why would you want to look at a big ugly thing like that?
We're interested
In art.
for art's sake.
Well then, surely to God, I get those two big girls of mine to fetch it over. Sister Concepta, Sister Immaculata.
You're sure?
Well, I'm not entirely au fait with Irish art, but I've certainly heard of Latham. It could be worth a great deal, providing it's genuine.
Of course it's genuine. These are nuns. Saints you're dealing with here.
I think the jury's still out on canonization. Still, it may be. In which case, I'd say at least 100,000.
All right. Let's get it valued then, in Dublin.
Okay.
Gloomy old thing, isn't it? And the cut of that dress. Well, that's it then. Will we put it back now?
Well, Mother, we think it might be worth a little money. A little, we think.
Would you mind if we took it up to Dublin to have it valued?
Sure, you'd be wasting your time. But if you want to, why not? If you think it might be worth some few poor shillings.
Well, it wouldn't be worth very much, but...
Every little helps, eh, Mother Aloysius?
Well, if it contents you, do it. Take the Land Rover up to Dublin. You know, I might come with you. It's been years.
Ah, no, Mother, not at all. I'll shoot up there on my own. You ought to stay here and take advantage of Guy's extremely generous but never to be repeated offer.
Gracious me, what offer is that?
Yes, what offer is that, Henry?
Do you remember? The kitchen garden.
You wouldn't.
He would. Henry, he said to me, I'm going to do that garden for Mother Aloysius. It's the least I can do. And I'm going to do it this afternoon. Am I right, Guy?
It'll be a pleasure.
Well, in that case, be off with you. And you come with me, Mr. Greenfingers Buchanan. And don't be visiting jazz clubs and drinking slow gin, you rascal.
Take it.
No,
Take it. You can't pay for his convalescence yourself.
you paid for his operation.
Take it, please, sis.
Look, you won't accept it. Not from you.
Don't tell him it's from me. Look, I want to do this for him, please. How is he otherwise?
Just the same.
Unforgiving.
Unbending. He forgave you years ago. It's himself he can't forgive.
God, what are we like? Look, sis, I better go. I'm late. Look after him, sis. Kiss him once for me.
Lost! Damn it, lost him.
Well, it's the real thing. Lady Helena Rawdon, eh? Magnificent. One of the best Latums I've ever seen, or rather, I've never seen. May I ask where?
Been in the family for ages. You're sure about the 100,000?
At least, or at least.
Well, thank you again.
Not at all. That's what we're here for. Art is our raison d'etre. The sheer joy of a new find.
Oh, yes, indeed. Thank you.
That'll be £50, please.
Ah.
I expect they laughed at your poor child.
Not at all, Mother Aloysius. It turned out to be worth quite a few bob. £10,000, in fact.
merciful hour! 10,000 for that old thing!
Indeed, as much as that.
And of course, all of the money goes to St. Eda's.
Oh, no!
Oh, yes. Yes, we wouldn't dream of taking any sort of commission, would we, Cassidy?
Never.
What a stroke of luck! I mean, divine providence. And you too. Such a pair of gentlemen. Such honesty.
I'm gonna hand it to your mother. All wishes you sure do a mean butcheen.
No more than a kind film producer like yourself deserves, Mr. Cleuston. Ah, you're a real benefactor, Jarvis. You've no idea how much your kind loan was appreciated.
They really dug the painting, huh? Old Latham.
Loved it. Our little art circle here, we have a little art class, you see, among the more genteel ones. Well, they have always worked from reproductions. Now, to see as great a painting as that in the flesh.
There's one hell of a lot of flesh.
Well, they're over the moon.
Pardon me?
It's an expression, a little vulgarism.
There's nothing vulgar about Latham. You know how much it's worth.
Indeed we do, Mr. Cleuston. And we look after it like one of our own.
Okay. I have to leave you now. I commence shooting the day after tomorrow, Phoenix, Arizona. The Bloodlust of a she-devil.
Oh, that sounds very artistic.
It is. I'm always delighted to foster an interest in art.
This painting has fostered such interest, you wouldn't believe it. If the real Latham were not up in my study, I would say this was it.
Ah, well, no. It's not perfect, but I think it'll pass muster. But now, do you see here at the line of the neck? Now, an expert would quite easily spot that and declare the whole thing a fake. And do you see here now, the quality down here and the texture of the dress?
Well, fortunately, my grandnephew and his friend are not experts, at least not in this particular area of criminal activity. It's very good. And there was me thinking you could only do landscapes. It's remarkable. Oh, poor Mr. Buchanan. A slave driver, that's what I am. After all that you and Henry have done for us here.
Don't even mention it. Thank Mr. Latham.
Mr. who?
The painter.
Oh, yes, of course. Tell me, how much is it worth again?
£10,000.
Cross of Christ about us. Do you know, if that old painting by
Latham.
Thank you, Henry. If that old painting by Latham is worth so much, maybe the others would be worth something as well.
When you say the others,
You mean there are other...
like the...
Oh, Lord, yes, loads of them. Worse, if that's possible. Great gloomy things. Bowls of fruit, big spotted cows, steeplechases, cupids without a doubt on.
And where are these?
In the coach house, of course. Where else? Couldn't have them on the walls. Scandalise the old folk, they would. And frighten the horses.
Do you think we might have a look at them?
Of course you can. I'll take you over myself, just as soon as we finish this coffee. Festina lente, as they used to say in Latin class. Hasten slowly. Haven't I right, Mr. Buchanan?
You've no idea what these paintings are worth.
Not the foggiest. We assumed they weren't worth a penny. But after seeing what that other old thing is worth, who knows?
Well, they're probably not worth much. But we'd be delighted
To have them valued for you.
delighted. And then, if they were worth anything, which they are probably not,
Almost certainly.
we'd waive any question of commission. Wouldn't we?
Oh, you'd have to take commission, I insist.
Wouldn't hear of it, Mother Aloysius, would we, darling? I mean, after what you've done, after the food, the hospitality, the sheer kindness, it would be unthinkable.
Such gentlemen. Such honesty.
Underway. They're away phoning. Mr. Cassidy was getting someone to look after his parrots.
Teresa, we do not do this for pleasure. No eavesdropping. Parrots. That's what comes of not marrying. Terence, are you ready?
Raring to go. What a wheeze. Do you think they'll buy it?
They've bought it. Hook, line and sinker. A pair of absolute Condees. God forgive us all. And you, James, we won't be needing you till much later. But of course, it's essential that you stay out of sight like Terence here. If they were to catch sight of you, the whole thing...
James Kilpatrick and Sons. Yes. No, I'm afraid he's not here at the moment, no. Well, why don't I put you through to Mr. Cunningham? Oh, more so, I'd say. He's over from London. He's our London representative.
Their London representative, no less.
Good morning. Cunningham here.
Mr. Cunningham, we have some paintings here. We'd like your opinion on.
Do I have to?
Yes.
How couldn't you do it? It's more your sort of thing.
I couldn't possibly. I've got 'em as time.
Yeah, well, some of them have as well.
Listen, be serious. Now, we've got to convince this man from the auctioneers, this Cunningham fellow, that everything's above board. Bring him in, show him around, and make him believe that he's dealing with people who actually own the place.
It just doesn't seem right.
Listen, I'd happily change places with you. I've got to take 32 of these crazed geriatrics on a mystery tour of your benighted island, just so that you can show Cunningham the paintings.
Well, I'd much prefer to do
No.
that if...
Oh, come on, Cassidy, it'll be a doddle for you. You'll look wonderful, promise. Get aboard the bus, please, as quickly as you can, otherwise we'll be coming back before we get there. I hope you all got any passport. That's some of the passport. Here, come along now, hop on the bus.
On behalf of everyone on the bus, Mr. McGuinness, will you stop that? I want to thank dear Mr. Buchanan here for this marvelous treat he has given us. It's been so long since we had a day out together, and for him to organize this at such short notice, well, it was a most pleasant surprise. So I'm going to ask you all to give 3 hearty cheers for Mr. Buchanan. But before that, I'm going to ask you all to pray to God to make poor Mr. Cassidy better. This was his idea as well, and I know how much he was looking forward to it. But he's been struck down by... What was it again, Mr. Buchanan?
A tummy bug.
A tummy bug. Well, we'll be praying for him, won't we?
We will, yes.
But in the meantime, let's have 3 cheers for Mr. Buchanan and Mr. Cassidy. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip.
Good afternoon. I'm Mr. Cunningham.
Oh, yes, to be sure. The representative from London. Won't you come in, sir? And God bless you. I'm Sister Henrietta. The others are all out on retreat. Would you like to see the painting?
Indeed, I would. Mr. Buchanan tells me that you have a hussy and a Latham.
Indeed, sir, I think we have. And a horn. But sure, you can tell us that better than anyone. It's through here, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for giving us such a wonderful day, Mr. Buchanan. So nice. And such a beautiful moustache. It was I who first noticed Mr. Buchanan's moustache, and dear, I.
Come along, ladies.
It's incredible. Quite incredible.
What is, if I may be so bold, sir?
This is perhaps Walter Osborne's finest piece, The Cottage Garden. It disappeared from sight, 40 years ago, and now it's turned up here. Incredible. It is enormously beautiful and valuable.
Valuable, sir?
250,000 at least.
Holy shit. Merciful hour.
And some of these others are at least as beautiful, if not as valuable. Look at this one over here. Worth less, perhaps 200,000, but in its way, even more beautiful. Do you not agree, Sister Henrietta?
Merciful hour. Such a modesty.
Your modesty is in the eye of the beholder, Henrietta. Do you mind if I call you Henrietta?
It's Sister Henrietta of the Bleeding Cross.
Dear Sister Henrietta, to the eye of an aesthete, the human body is beautiful and pure, clothed and unclothed. What is more beautiful than the body of a young and perfectly formed girl in the hot flush of youth, bodied forth in the finest expression of a painter's art, a living, a breathing, needing creature, such as yourself, Sister Henrietta.
Mr. Buchanan is quite the toy boy, isn't he? Well, he would be for you, dear.
Oh, look, ladies, I think in the circumstances, I ought to circulate. I mean, after all, I'm the host.
Thingy.
They seem to be doing quite well enough without you. Extremely well. Why don't you come and sit over here? Oh, dear Mr. Buchanan, you don't want to be bored by an old woman's chatter. Sit here beside someone exciting. Exciting? You?
Henrietta! Sister Henrietta! Flee not the love of an estate! Oh, think of Oscar Wilde!
Mr. Buchanan! All of it! Mr. Buchanan! Mr. Buchanan!
You know, Mr. Buchanan really seems to have hit it off with Hilda and Ida. Mine's a royal flush, by the way.
Aye, sir. Oh.
Cassidy?
Is he gone?
What are you doing in there? Why are you still in your,
You're Mr. Cunningham. He tried to
Good heavens, what?
kiss me. Worse.
It is not funny.
No, actually, you're right, it's not. Exactly the same thing happened to me.
What are you talking about? Anyway, what are you doing back here? Where's the bus?
I had to run for my life from those two old girls.
It is not funny. Anything could have happened to me.
It's hilarious. You look hilarious.
I do not. Do I? He said I had the body of a beautiful girl. He wanted me to take off my clothes.
Oh, by the way, did he say anything about how much the pictures were?
1.5 million. At least.
1.5 million. Oh, my word, you do look tall. We're rich.
We're rich.
Rich, rich.
We're rich.
We're rich, we're rich, we're rich, we're rich.
Come on, woo. We're rich.
We're rich.
Well, it worked.
How much?
£80,000. They would have given, no, Henry would have given me 100,000, but I couldn't bring myself to take all of his ill-gotten gains from that stitch business. There's a lot of good in that boy. That comes through Sissy, poor thing, not the father. He was always a bad lot. Do you think God will forgive us? Ever?
Dear Mr. Buchanan, how can we apologize?
Oh, don't mention it, dear ladies. I was quite flattered, really.
Oh.
One word and I'll ring Mr. Cunningham.
Henry, Mr. Buchanan. We're all ready. This is Mr. Benson, the artist solicitor.
How do you do?
Hi.
How do you do?
Mr. Benson has suggested a form of words which will benefit us in Sanitas and not disadvantage you.
Oh.
whereby it is understood that the pictures are gifted to the parties irrespective of any value that may subsequently be assigned to them by any valuer, and that the gift of £80,000 is a gift freely made by the giftors for the use of the convent without reference to any transaction claimed hereafter by any person. That's for tax purposes. Do you understand? In layman's terms, it simply means that you gave us the money freely, and we don't guarantee that...
Yes. Yes, I do understand.
Ah. And are you happy with these provisions?
Yes, I think it's... Yes. It's acceptable to us, Guy?
Yes. Yes, I suppose so. Yes.
Well then, let us sign.
Thank you. They are real, aren't they?
Of course they are.
Yes. Yes, of course.
What's wrong, Guy? We had them valued twice. We got them from nuns, remember? Saints, innocents.
Croquet sharks, Cassidy, bridge cheats.
That's just a foible.
Yes, yes. I'm being paranoid. It's just that...
What?
Well, as we were coming up the drive just now, I could have sworn that Mother Aloysius jumped in the air. Quite hard.
You're just being paranoid.
Yes. We're millionaires!
Fakes, the lot of them. Who would have suspected nuns? Nuns? I mean, what in the name of God is the world coming to?
I suspected her from the first. I allowed your naivety to overcome my better judgment.
Oh, yeah?
She knew everything about us, everything. She must have even known that we just stung the Stitch brothers.
Oh, my God, I forgot about them. They're not still after us, are they?
No, of course not.
Just as well. We couldn't even give the money back to them.
No, because your great aunt, and may I reiterate, it was your great aunt, it was your great aunt, wasn't my great aunt, it was your great aunt who stole it from us. Your sainted aunt.
Well, at least it all went to a good cause in the end.
What are you talking about?
I had a letter this morning. They've called the place after us.
What do you mean?
They've called the place after us. The Henry Cassidy Gym and the Buchanan Wing. Isn't that terrific?
What on earth?
They're going to have a great big celebration for the laying of the foundation stone. MPs will be there, the Bishop of Kerry, the lot. And because it was our philanthropic donation of £80,000...
Stop! I don't want to hear another word.
We've been invited as guests of honor.
Oh, what a nerve.
I think it's rather sweet, actually. It's like a happy ending, sort of.
Well, I think it's a cheek. She steals the money from us and then invites us over there to view the spoils. It's monstrous.
So I take it we won't be flying over there?
Absolutely not. None of the sky splits open. None of the sea freezes over. Not if the Stitch brothers... No, I better not tempt fate.
About to lay the foundation stone. Come along. Ladies and gentlemen.
Mother, Henry's not here.
He's here. Oh, Henry, there you are. We've been trying to start the ceremony. Come on, the Ladies and gentlemen.
Where's Guy?
Without whose generous donation, none of this would be possible. Reverend Mother, sisters, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to bless this foundation stone of the new Buchanan Wing and the Henry Cassidy Gym in the presence of the two generous benefactors who made it all possible. Benedicat Dominus hanc edificationem, benedicat Dominus hanc edificationem.
Henry, Mr. Buchanan, I feel so grateful. I don't know what to say.
I do. How about, it's a fair cop?
And now, thanks to Hilda and Ida, I have a surprise for you.
Find out what the dubious duo are planning next week at the same time. After the break, Dr. Michael Terry keeping troubled teens on the straight and narrow in Neon Rider.